NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act, that Obama has called for and signed stipulates that even American citizens can now be targeted by the military, picked up, and imprisoned.
If we have constitutional laws on the books and law enforcement officers are not enforcing those laws, there are going to be some consequences, but I'll cross that bridge if and when we get.
We also received a statement from the Pulaski County Sheriff, Mike Worrell, tonight. It says in part, quote, "As long as I am sheriff of Pulaski County, myself, not any of my deputies, will enforce any law that is unconstitutional. I will always support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America."
Will never comply with any law that infringes on my Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms.
Government has no plans to retaliate against municipalities passing sanctuary resolutions. There could be consequences if law enforcement doesn't enforce the law.
Democratic Governor Ralph Northam is already increasing his state's corrections budget in anticipation of jailing gun owners.
Now, I know you guys can see out in Virginia, they're trying to use it as a beta test. If they can get these gun laws passed, they can pretty much get it passed anywhere. These are the strictest gun laws in the United States right now, if they do get these things passed. But what I want to get to is the voter fraud first. I heard there's a lot of things about voter fraud going on in Virginia. I heard that there were a lot of ballots getting delivered to the wrong places that were supposed to get 1,500 ballots were getting 150 ballots. Some of the ballots had printouts, the same printout on both sides. I've been hearing about the Democratic Party won more votes in certain counties than there were actual people there to vote. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fraud going on with this, because I'm pretty sure Virginia is not the kind of state that's going to go blue like that in the House and the Senate. It makes no sense to me. So something right there is not right. And not on top of that, that these bills that they already had written up long before they were in the office, the minute they won a seat in the Senate and the House, they already had this stuff written out and ready to go. So this stuff sounds premeditated to me, and I know they're doing something highly illegal over there. So what I'm really happy about is the sheriff. They were trying to get the sheriffs to come disarm the people, but the sheriffs quickly turned from that and say they're not going to do it, and I stand by our sheriffs. I wish all the sheriffs were out there like that. These guys really stand with their people, and I hope a lot of our police departments can learn a lot from what's going on in Virginia right now. We will not let our rights be taken away, because we already know once they take the Second Amendment, they're going to take everything else, because we don't have nothing to protect ourselves with. And the National Guard also turned down taking the firearms from the people, because they're not going to have it either. So these guys are going to have a fight on their hands. So let's go ahead and support Virginia. If you can get out there and show your support, get out there and show some support. And if you can't get out there and show some support, just go ahead and donate online. The website is vcdl.org. You can donate some money there, and you can help these people out when this stuff hits the court, that they can have a fighting chance. Because we know Bloomberg is out there, and George Soros is pumping money in Virginia trying to get these guns taken from these people. These gun laws that they got going on right now are completely unconstitutional. They're very strict. They're far stricter than any other state, and I'd be damned if we let this stuff go down. Now we got Senate Bill 16 here, pretty much says that every firearm out there will be illegal. Clause 7 pretty much says that every magazine that has more than 10 rounds will be illegal. Senate Bill 64, intent to teach someone how to hunt, like your children. You can't teach your children how to hunt, because they say that you may be training them to do something else. Now, what do they have planned? What do they have planned on hand if we can't teach our young ones how to go hunt for food and stuff like that? That makes no sense. It sounds like, in my opinion, like they have something planned in the long run for the nation, but they want to try to get things done so the American people can't protect themselves. Now, back when YouTube was good, and you can find a whole bunch of great conspiracy videos, you can see all the stuff that they're doing is for a reason, if you can relate back. But I'm trying to put some images up here so you guys can get a big understanding of what I'm trying to talk about. They have these concentration camps throughout this entire nation, and these FEMA coffers and all that good stuff. They got them here for a reason. It's going to be Nazi Germany all over again if we let them get the guns. That what's that stuff called where they want you to register your firearms? That's the same thing they did in Nazi Germany. And there's a Nazi lady who spoke about this. Keep your firearms, because they're doing the same thing that they did over here. And I'm gonna put up this clip right here so you guys can take a look at this and see what's going on with the big war that's supposed to be coming. This guy speaks about Iran being the last target for them to hit.
This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, we're going to war with Iraq. Why? He said, I don't know. He said, I guess they don't know what else to do. So I said, well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda? He said, No. He says, there's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq. He said, I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments. And he said, I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail. So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, are we still going to war with Iraq? And he said, oh, it's worse than that. He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, he said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran. I said, is it classified? He said, yes, sir. I said, well, don't show it to me. And I saw him a year or so ago, and I said, you remember that? He said, sir, I didn't show you that memo. I didn't show you.
All right, now that's Iran. I know this is a bit off topic, but I'm going to make this real quick. Now take a look at this clip right here. This is Abraham Finkelstein.
We're going to go into maybe 60 countries or so. We're going to be drafting all the goyim here soon. The men, the women. The women, they don't want to sit home and have families anyway. They'd rather have a career. That's a nice, exciting thing for a woman to put on a green suit and go over there and shoot people and get shot at. Must be exciting to them. So we're making a lot of money.
Now, if you pay attention to what I'm trying to show you, that this guy said the years before even Trump was president that they were going to go into Iran. So Trump went into Iran. Now you got this next guy saying there's going to be a big world war, or the next world war. And Albert Pike, who was a Mason, said there's going to be 3 wars, and I'm pretty sure that we're almost at that area. Now these 3 wars are going to be with big nations: China, Russia, Iran, North Korea. You know, those kind of muscles right there. And they're going to do the draft, which is what Abraham Finkelstein is talking about. The draft is 18 to 29. They're going to take all our youth, all our able bodies from out of the nation, and send them overseas to go fight, all while they're trying to take the guns from the people within the nation. That way we won't have anybody in here to help protect us from what's going on here in the nation. So when the draft comes, I would advise you guys to fight back against that draft, because that draft is just a ploy just to get this nation taken down from within. I'm guaranteed that's exactly what's going to happen. That's the reason why they have these concentration camps. That's the reason why everything is going on the way you see it's going on. That's why they're trying to shut down alternative media networks, because Fox and CNN work together to divide us, to make us stay focused on what they want us to focus on. But the people like us, like myself, we like to think on our own. We let it think in the grain line. You can't tell me how to think if I see it the way I see it, and I'm seeing it the way I see it. I'm trying to show you how I see it. They're going to take down this nation. It makes absolutely no sense why the Democratic Party will sit up there and try to take our guns when we're about to go to war with some of the biggest nations. We all know that the United States military is the first line of defense, and the American people are the last line of defense, which is why nobody's ever came into this nation, because we're the most heavily armed nation on the planet. 400 million firearms in this planet. That's more than our military has, and we're the last line of defense, and they want to take that from me. But I'm going to go ahead and read you some of these bills that these guys are trying to put out there. So House Bill 67 says if the cops don't go out there and take the guns from the American people, they'll lose their pensions and they'll lose their they'll be terminated from their jobs. So the Virginians out there, you guys stand by your cops. They're standing by you. You give them hell. You stand next to your cops and you let them politicians know that we employ you, and if we don't like what you're doing, we can pull you from office, because we're your hire. We're the reason why you get paid. We're the ones who elect you in the office, and if we don't like you, we can take you out of office. You guys need to put your foot down and put your foot in the sand and let them know that this is how it's gonna go. If you can't at all get to Virginia, if you can't, militias and stuff like that can get out there and represent your state and represent your countrymen. You can go ahead and donate if you need be. Like I said earlier in the video, it's vcdl.org, where you can make your donations there, give these guys a fighting chance, because like I said, the billionaires are out there trying to shut us down, and we need to fight back. We need to push out against them. I don't know who Trump stands for. I hope he really stands for the people and the nation, but we need to really get this thing going. We already, I don't know if you guys heard this, but the UN is starting to hire people for disarming people. I'm gonna put some of that stuff on the screen right now so you can see it, but they're trying to hire people right now in New York for disarmament of the United States, and we're not going to have that. I can assure we're not going to have that. There's going to be some crazy stuff going on here. I'm pretty sure this year. It looks kind of crazy right now as we speak, but some of these bills here are completely crazy. I'm just going to read you a summary here. It says prohibiting sales, transport, etc. of assault firearms, certain firearms, magazine penalties. It expands from definition of assault firearm. It prohibits any person from importing, selling, transferring, manufacturing, purchasing, possessing, and transporting an assault firearm. A violation of this is a Class 6 felony. A Class 6 felony is pretty much 1 year in prison. The bill prohibits a dealer from selling, renting, trading, and transferring from inventory an assault firearm to any person. The bill also prohibits a person from carrying a shotgun with a magazine with a hold more than 7 rounds. Now, a lot of shotguns out there hold 7 rounds without a magazine, so I guess you can't use that shotgun either. And it says the ammunition for which the chambered in the public place under the existing law prohibiting applies only in certain localities. The bill makes it Class 1 misdemeanor to import, sell, barter, or transfer any firearm magazine designed to hold more than 10 rounds. So if you have two 17-round magazines, that's two misdemeanors. You understand what I'm getting at right here? So you can have multiple of these products, and you can get hit with multiple misdemeanors or felonies. And it says here, changing definition. The legislation also changed the considered assault firearm. The proposed definition, which included any firearm is capable of accepting a detachable magazine and one of the following characteristics. Check this out. A folding telescopic stock. So if you can fold your butt stock or you can move it up and down to just the length, that's considered an assault rifle. A pistol grip. Any pistol grip is considered a assault rifle. A thumb hole stock. A second hand grip, which is your vertical grip that makes you get an accurate shot. You understand what I'm saying? So not only can you not have a assault rifle, you can use a gun safer, or to make sure you're going to hit your target if you're going to shoot at it. That makes it easier to hit your target. A bayonet, a grenade launcher, a flare launcher, a silencer, flash suppressor, a muzzle brake, a muzzle compensator, a threaded barrel capable of accepting silencers, flash compressors, and muzzle brakes or muzzle compensators, or cartridges or of like, which is often to the individual to determine if they are a violation of the proposed law. So these are all laws on the books, pretty much saying that you can't own not one firearm in the state of California, or sorry, the state of Virginia. Well, I'm getting confused because this is like California laws hitting a red state. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. I'm a little heated up right now just looking at this crap. And they say you have to be, SB 18 says that you have to be over the age of 21 to even buy a gun. Now, how are they going to make guns completely almost illegal in Virginia, but then say you have to be over 21 to buy one? So you mean to tell me that I can go and fight and die in a war, but I can't have a gun in my own country until I'm 21? That makes absolutely no sense to me. I hope none of these bills get passed. I really do. I hope that Virginia people stand up and get these people out of office. Thanks for watching. Now, I know you guys remember in Venezuela, the government took the guns from the Venezuelans months before the economy actually crashed. So these guys knew what was coming, just like our Democratic Party knows what's coming. This is why they're trying to do what they're doing now. Now you see these riots out there in Venezuela with people throwing rocks and stuff like that, but they're getting gunned down. You got people who can't protect their families. Family members are getting kidnapped and hold for ransom so the criminals can get food or supplies or whatever from the families. That stuff's gonna happen here. I mean, Obama, he flooded the borders with a lot of immigrants to catch and release program, letting a lot of rapists and thugs in this country at will. So when they do crash the nation, I can assure you there's going to be a lot of violence in this nation, and I can assure you there's not going to be enough cops here or whatever they're going to have here to try to keep that stuff at bay. That's what we need our firearms to keep it at bay ourselves, and we can form coalitions within our communities that keep things going afloat. Now that's Venezuela. You see it in Hong Kong riots too as well. All this crazy stuff going on, and we all know about the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has always been corrupt, even since Andrew Jackson, who in fact wanted slavery, and we had a civil war over it. Not only did we have a civil war over it, he killed and pushed Indians off their own lands. That's the Democratic Party. What's his name? President Woodrow Wilson, Federal Reserve Act signed in 1913, pretty much enslaved the whole entire nation to a banking system that wasn't even voted on by the American people. Now we have to borrow money from a bank and pay it back with interest, which we can't do because it's quite impossible because we done put ourselves in the debt. You got FDR, who took us off the gold standard, so now we don't even back our country by nothing. We just got a promissory note that we can pay the funds back, which we can't. And now what they're doing now with the banking system is just flooding the money with more money just by printing money, and that's just destroying the nation furthermore. So obviously there's going to be a reset. There's something coming. There's a big war coming. Obviously there's going to be a lot of people starving, a lot of people out there hungry. I don't know if you guys realize this, but the FDAA Act that was signed by Obama and re-signed by Trump here states that the government can come into your home and take all your food stocks, your food, your water, your medical supplies, and your guns and ammo and distribute it as needed. And we all know that they're not going to distribute that stuff as needed. They're going to keep for themselves so we can depend on them, and that way we can't depend on ourselves and stand with each other and get things done. So all the stuff that's been implemented around us is pretty much to take us down as a nation and as a people. And I'm here to tell you, if that does happen, the United States would be the next third world country, like Abraham Finkelstein said, and the first world nations would be China, India, Russia, and the Arabian nations over there. And we will be the sweatshops for them. So I guess you Americans might want to step up, take heed to my words that I'm saying here to you today. It's about time that you guys woke up, because it's going to be too late. They're going to be stripping you from your families and putting you in these camps. You go to these big 501c3 churches, and what is the first thing you do when you walk into these churches? They want to separate the smaller children from the teenagers and the parents from the teenagers. That's just a mind game to let you know what's coming and what's not there. That's the same thing they're going to do in the camps. You're not going to go in the camps with your family. You're going to be separated. You're not going to ever see them again. So I guess you guys, you might want to stand up and fight for what's right. Thanks for watching.
Not since the death of Ayatollah Khomeini 30 years ago have crowds like this turned out a moral elite. In life, Qasem Soleimani was celebrated as a military commander. In death, he's being saluted.
About 3,000 American troops are on their way to the Middle East as reinforcements. One thing is for sure, any war with Iran will not look like the Iraq War.
Against Iran. For its part, Iran denies any involvement in the protests. Tonight, U.S. Apache helicopters sent flares into the sky as all sides wondered where this goes from here.
The theater of war, because it's amusing to us Jews to see our two biggest enemies, the white race and the Arab race, the seed of the woman. It's amusing to us to see them kill each other, and we make a lot of